In the year 3434 of the Second Age, a great alliance of elves and men assembled in defiance of the Dark Lord's will to conquer all the lands of Middle-earth. The High Elves, the Blessed of Valinor, who suffered the greatest wraths of Sauron and Morgoth the enemy, now seek to ensure that his evil is forever banished from the world.
Well, hi, welcome to a Let's Play of the High Elf Starting Zone in Lord of the Rings Online. So, I have not played this, I'm just curious what this is like. I'm going to talk to Hathalin.
My dearest friend, as Sauron surely knows, the mastery is ours in this battle.
Right, I'm going to talk to Hathalin.
My dearest friend, as Sauron surely knows, the mastery is ours in this battle.
Antonidas, you seem as lost in a trance. I could not rouse you until the very moment. My dearest friend, do not allow the enemy to cloud your thoughts with visions of defeat, as Sauron surely knows. The mastery is ours in this battle. Alas, a cornered foe is the most deadly, and there are none treacherous than the enemy in his realm. We must put our trouble behind for the moment and press our advantage. High King Gil-galad has summoned us, Antonidas. Ooh, Elendil. Isildur, Anarion, Glorfindel, Elrond, Círdain. King Rhys and the Oathbreaker and his traitorous kin have fled, and Durin has sent only a few hundred of his folk. Hearken to me, elves and men, the time of debate is ended. Sauron sows only division amongst those who would oppose him, and see now what it has done. The kings of Lothlórien and the Woodland Realm pressed their forces into certain defeat, and why? They allowed their pride to blind them to the enemy's treachery. Sauron is swift to twist the pride and fear of his foes into weapons of his own. The men of Numenor that remain in the realm know his treachery all too well. Indeed, the fates of Numenor and Eregion are tragic, but Sauron's wrath has grown only more terrible. If we fail to defeat in battle, then we will never again have a force to oppose him. The Dark Lord gathers strength anew beyond the Black Gate. We must throw down the Manarun. Only then shall Sauron himself be forced to atone for the evil he has laid upon our peoples. We must put an end to his evil before a distant horn blows as a scout rushes down the nearby hillside. High King, riders approach from beyond the Manarun. Is it a mere assembly only 9 in number? Might the enemy seek to parley? Sauron does not wield his servants as ambassadors. Allow them to ride forth unhindered, but remain on guard. We shall meet them in the field. At last, the bearers of the 9 rings reveal themselves. The Shadow Kings, Rivendell, they have returned out of darkness. Ooh, this is quite the battle. Man, these are all like the super important lore characters right here. The Witch King, the Cursed Rider. There they all are. There's the 9. Ah, the Elf King and the accursed faithful. My master has bidden me to deliver his terms. Terms? We have assembled so great an alliance that your master now seeks to surrender. Sauron the Great speaks not of his surrender, but of yours. Speak then, servant of Sauron. I am no mere servant. You speak to a king of men and the lord of the Nazgul. Nazgul, do you no longer speak in your own tongue? You are no king, and the ring bear has sent to that. Silence, Elf Welch. These are his terms. Celebrimbor crafted 3 rings in mockery of his design. You will surrender them and swear oaths to never again come before the gates of Mordor. You would be wise indeed to accept his kindness. And if we should accept, what promise can he give that we shall not again make war against us? He offers none. Peace cannot be made with Sauron. Such an offer is merely another of his lies. Go now, flee to your master, and tell him that his doom approaches. So be it. Sauron the Great has stayed my hand for the moment, but his patience is nearly ended. It is you and this pitiful host who shall flee. For soon no shelter, no matter how well hidden, shall be free of Sauron's dominion. Antonidas, let us speak.
With Sauron's demands rejected, we can no longer hold hope that the Weathertop shall stay their hands in this battle.
Antonidas, before the 9 arrived, I sent forth the spear of Linden, with a garrison of elves and men. With Sauron's demands rejected, we can no longer hold hope that the Lothlórien shall stay their hand in this battle. You know the spears of Thurin, Megaril, and Durnaith, my friend, and they have stood by my side through many great battles against Sauron, and the most terrible of the servants. Ere they departed, they swore to cross the enemy's trenches and dismantle their siege equipment. It is true enough that catapult shots has not hit our position in some time, but the wider front has been brought to ruin by those very tools. You must know by scout and my message. Learn what has become of their garrison, and if any of them yet live, deliver the message of hope. The alliance marches upon the Black Gate, and no evil men or orc shall stand in the way of your victory over Sauron. Go, my friend, and I shall be ready with the alliance upon the Moraine. Alright. Let's head straight. This is the Battle of the 5 Armies. Southern Archer. That's a evil man. Fiery Ridicule. Mordor Warrior. Title awarded. It's quite the battle. I think it's a little too loud. Maybe it's not optimized very well. Swiftly now, this way. Ooh, what is happening here? The spirits of Lindon have held against Sauron's forces, but they fight a desperate battle.
Aid the wounded in the field.
Megaril.
And let us hope that the
Hail.
Alliance shall arrive to drive off the enemy's forces.
Hail, Antonidas. I am Megaril of Lindon. How fare the battles to the north? You tell Megaril of your encounter with the Weathertop and deliver High King Gil-galad's message. If we shall truly strike at the Black Gate this day, the Alliance must soon come hither. We did as the High King commanded and brought the enemy's weapon to ruin. But when the Weathertop appeared, they slew many of our number and divided our forces upon the Dagolad. The faces by which I once knew the Weathertop when they were first took the rings have long faded. But this one I knew by his blade, the cursed rider he is called, and he goaded his steed onward over the backs of elf and men, orc alike. Regrettably, we were forced into retreat before we could aid many of them from the field of battle. We now struggle to hold only path over the great trenches, and the enemy's forces have brought forth more trebuchets and ballistae upon the Dagolad. Aid the wounded in their field, and let us hope that the Alliance shall arrive to drive off the enemy forces. We have
One of the
Journey.
Weathertop rode westward and scattered our numbers, but the other, he took Theleron.
You tell Dernath of the encounter with the Weathertop, and they deliver the High King's message. The Weathertop, 2 of their number, passed through our garrison from the north. One rode westward and scattered our numbers, but the other he took Theleron. In the midst of battle, he caught Theleron's sword arm in a cruel coil of rope and dragged him eastward by his fell steed. I could not follow through the mass of orcs. I failed him. I failed the High King, but I still must fight on. Alright, so what do we need to do? Need to rescue wounded soldiers. Yeah, I got some dwarfs. Alright, so where are the wounded soldiers? I don't know if I'm heading the right way or not. Does not appear to be the correct. So where are the wounded soldiers? Right there. Alright. Alright, we got one. Man. These rune keepers seem to do really good damage. They're like a mage from World of Warcraft. Boom. Boom, Chalky. Also, attunement of steady state. Lower numbers are battle attunement. Higher are healing attunement. Oh. Interesting. So it's like a rune generator, and then when I get to shocking words, that's when I've built up enough runes to use the big guy, I'm assuming. Rescue Prince Drandril at the West Forward Garrison. West Forward Garrison. That would be up here. But I didn't see anything. Maybe up in this sort of cliff area? It did seem to want to lead me this direction. Oh, there's Black Gate. Cool. Oh, right here. Thranduil, Prince of the Woodland Realm. There's no escape for you. See you now, the fate of those who defy my master. The Dark Lord holds no power over me, Wraith. Be my fate sealed or not, my arrow shall fly true. Can we attack him? Whoa, spawn. Whoa! Cursed spawn of Ungarnteri, you think to threaten me? Sauron shall not forgive her this time. Stay back. I will leave you in peace for what you have done. Hold fast. Do not fight alone. There's Glorfindel and Elrond. What spider is this? I don't remember this spider. Creepy looking though. Whoa, it's coming at me. It's coming at me. You have rescued Thranduil from the cursed rider and repelled the spider.
The prince is fortunate to have survived his father's attack on the Black Gate, but the Guatharan's words trouble me.
The rider spoke a name in Quenya ere he departed the Ungwatari, the Spider Queen. Ungoliant is gone from this realm, and shall trouble the world no longer, but her children remain, preying on anything they can devour, and spreading her darkness through Middle-earth. One among them must now hunger as she did, without a care for the power of the Dark Lord, and without any purpose other than to consume. These are unhappy tidings, my friend, even it seemed fortuitous that the great spiders turned upon the rider. If we do not face this child of Ungoliant in the war, it is certain that one day we will come upon her. Hunger shall seek to sate itself beyond the shadows of Mordor. The High King gave me leave to pursue at the urging of the Spears of Linden, but he has called you to return at once. The Alliance shall come to Ford Garrison at last. Reunite with them there, Antonidas, and make ready for our assault on the Black Gate. Okay. So reunite with the Alliance at the Ford Garrison. Okay. Oh, wow. So that spider was a child of Ungoliant. I wonder if that's... It's not Shelob, obviously, but maybe it's like Shelob's relative. Here's the High King. Here's all the people.
Our paths are now divided, dear friend. May the light of the Valar shine upon us.
I'm glad to see you again, Antonidas. Dernath and Mergaril have told me of Thorellin's capture, and I am troubled by such grim tidings. The Dark Lord would not have soon forgotten the wounds he suffered at our hands, and I fear what form his vengeance might take. Even now, I wish to abandon my duty. I cannot turn my eyes from the Black Gate at such a cruel hour. Thus, I give you this mission, to dire importance. You must find Thorin, and you must save him from the Gwytharin. As the Alliance, one of Durin's folk, has devised a cunning plan to draw the attention of the Dark Lord's forces and allow a swift strike against the Black Gate. In truth, I know not if this plan shall bear fruit, but we must conquer the gate of Sauron if Sauron is to be defeated. I would ask you to speak to the Slegar, the crafty. He is honorable enough for a dwarf, despite his chosen title. Once you have done as he asks, pursue the Gwytharin and rescue Thorin. Our paths are now divided, my friend. Let us hope that each of them lead to victory. May the light of the Valar shine upon us. Alright, and you talk to the dwarf.
At your service. Or perhaps you are at mine.
Have you considered how the enemy trenches never seem to stop burning? Well, I have. Slegar gestures to the pile of barrels beside him. These barrels are filled with a crude black powder that explodes when exposed to flame. Not only that, but it burns for hours afterward. If it were more useful in stonework, I think Durin himself would have steal some away. The Dark Lord's Black Riders, the damned ring wraiths, as the men call them, they are willy enough, but these goblins are none too bright. They light the barrels right next to their own ballistae and catapults. Why don't you set some off? That ought to put an end to their siege and draw the attention long enough for the lines to reach the Black Gate. Just make sure you don't stick around once you've lit them. Alright. So where's that at? Over here to the east now. So, the barrels by the ballistae. I think we can do that. So far, I'm really liking the Runekeeper. Seems like sort of a glass cannon playstyle. He does a ton of damage, but a little bit squishy. That's fine with me. That is fine with me. Oh, his ballista have like dragon heads on them. Right, I need to get 6 of these, so we need 4 more. Yeah, there's a lot of siege weapons here. Oh, that actually hurt me. When the goblins die, it's really funny. They're like, bah! Alright, we need 2 more. Got him! Alright, 1 more. Alright, now... Yeah, we need to go rescue Thranduil. Not Thranduil, I forget his name. Sounds like Thranduil, though. Alright, how do we get over there? Hoofprint. The unmistakable hoofprint of the Lothlórien steed lead to the north and east. Oh, it's like a statue. I think this is the scout, right? That he was sent. Antonidas, can it be? Follow me, Lady Lothlórien shall speak with you. You've not found Thorillinen or the Lothlórien, but a familiar elf stands by.
Your tale troubles me, my friend, for Omroth spoke of a terrible figure that passed with an elf slung across his steed.
Antonidas, I am gladdened by this reunion, but this is little else to celebrate. High King sent me and my company eastward to learn how to become of the elves of Lothlórien. But alas, only Prince Amroth remains upon the field. His father and the others were routed to the north. But where they have gone, we cannot follow. The prince is injured, but we will heal in time. I must ask, though, why have you come? Alright, so I tell her the story. Your tale troubles me, for Amroth spoke of a terrible figure that passed by with an elf slung over his steed. Time may grow short for Theron. My friend, I think it is time we learned more of what the prince saw. Amroth. Prince Amroth, can you tell me, my companion, about the rider you saw? As much as I do not wish to recall him, I can. From what you have told me, he was one of the 9 Gwythrine, garbed in black and seated atop a great steed. I know not if he still lived, but an elf was slung limply across the Gwythrine steed. He lifted aloft a great mace, and with a crack of thunder his master statue was toppled. It was then he looked upon me, and what remained beneath his hood sniffed madly at the air. There was a sorcery in his gaze, I tell you, for his eyes were aflame in the void. Perhaps he thought me slain, for then he rode on into the hills. No, it cannot be. It can be no other, Hithgrol. The Witch King has taken Theron. Be wary, the men of the east who slew my father have an encampment in the hills. It is there he must have gone. Thank you, Prince of Amroth. Prince Amroth, that's his name. If the men of the east hold the hillside, then we must go by secret steps.
If the Witch King has taken Theleron to the Overlook, we must pass through the Easterling encampment ahead.
Okay. I think we already know that. Follow Atherlin, the Easterling encampment. Easterling Archer. We must move quickly into night. It is not far now. Hold, their sentry seems on the edge of sleep. Well, you alerted them there, lady. Face your doom, men of the east. Boom! Shock 'em. These are Easterlings, huh? Alright. Retherond. Well, there's a horse. The Witch King's steed rashes wildly at your approach. He and the Retherond must be nearby. Creepy. Whoa. Look at that. Are we on top of the Black Gate now? Dagaled. We're in the zone of Dagaled. Man. Whatever the structure is pretty cool. Makes me really want to play the zone, the Mordor expansion. There's the Witch King. Ooh, all the dead folks. Do we just approach him? You come too late, servant of Gil-galad. Whoa, I can't move. You fear that has left you defenseless, and the elf has been borne away by the winged beasts of my master. The Elf King will never see him again. He shall suffer evermore in the dungeons of Barad-dûr. But you, Antonidas, you shall be changed, and you will return to Gilgalad as his greatest foe. Such is the will of Sauron. Oh, did he stab me? But for now, rise anew into the realm of the unseen. Did he stab me with a Morgul blade? Can it be? Lord Elrond, Antonidas has awoken at last. Rest easy, my friend. You are safe from harm in Imladris. So we're in Rivendell. The wound has healed, but Antonidas remains in need of rest, Lothlórien. Rest well, my friend. I shall return in... We're level 1 now? Alright, find Elrond at the last homely house. Okay, so that was the... Now we're in Rivendell, so we kind of know what that is from other playthroughs and such. So that was the starting experience for the High Elf.